the 4th floor of the Golden Teleportable Airport Road, Lagos. My name is Precious Inyi. Welcome to the show. Before I continue with my typewriter routes, on the hot topic this evening, Oyo fish traders protest and lament the rise in fish prices. In a popular market, Ojo market in Oyo State, they are lamenting. They say, fish price don't to go up, and they don't carry an agree enter inside street. All right, and then let's look at other conversations very, 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 very quickly. Yeah. Labour Party resorting to Marcy's court, says Obi campaign spokesman. That's right now. Now Marcy is not say now na go judge the matter. Senate to ban local FX transactions, proposes jail term. And that's it. Nigeria Supreme Court side steps Bola Tinubu certificate forgery, affirms President's 2023 election victory. And that's one of the stories that you hear. I mean, that's probably what's on the front burner. Majority of Nigerians alarmed, disappointed over Supreme Court judgment. Says who? The PDP. And this story about Port Harcourt skit maker being arrested for killing his girlfriend in a suspected Yahoo ritual. I wonder what's the kind of car the Babalawo that sent them to do this, be driving. He should have all the money in the world if truly he can kill a human being for money. This is very sad. I mean, this story has been making the round all day, and it's really you don't want to see the images. It's quite gory. And here's and we'll let you in on the full speech of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's, reaction to the Supreme Court judgment, as he promises to exceed your expectations in service delivery. I go shock on her. I will exceed your expectation in service delivery. There's also a video of the president, affirming to his people and saying, now your job is secured, right? So you better go and do better work. Join Tinubu to rescue Nigeria. Uche Nwosu tells Atiku and Peter Obi. That conversation will still have. Meanwhile, ex-president Buhari backs Supreme Court ruling, says Atiku, Peter Obi were a hard-fighting minority. That's his word. A hard-fighting minority. That is, the minority will fight very hard. Subsidy palliative. Rep reject motion seeking waiver of WAEC NECO jam fees. But they don't want to reject their own motion on their 160 or 130 million naira car. Okay now. All right, that's your House of Representatives. I need to raise this issue. So you guys, we will keep talking about things that's happening in the government. And as I said yesterday, government is not all about the presidency. It's everywhere. It's about every single person you voted into power or that is appointed. They must live to their responsibilities. All right, Bawa released after 4 months in detention. He was released on the Kunkum yesterday evening, and there was, wide jubilation. Supreme Court verdict said Kenneth Okonkwo reveals what P2B means to him, and then he did say something. He did say that even the Supreme Court agrees that the election was not credible. So, all right, that's part of what you get to hear in the news. And hey, still as it's got to do with the Supreme Court judgment, Tinubu, PDP, Labour Party, INEC lawyers react to Supreme Court judgment. And of course, Michael Zuckerman reacts to that. Lagos, these are the hot topics for this hour. Let's take a quick breather. We'll be right back to begin dissection of the stories one at a time. My name is Precious Inyi. This show is produced by Promise Inyi, and I have my Monday, Thursday tonic in the house, Mr. Darlington. But I'll let you hit me in on the microphone after the break. Stay with us.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Legacy, welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Now, as we begin to dissect the stories, let's go straight to Oyo State, where women are protesting the high prices of things, especially fish, in the markets. Take a listen.
èlò lẹ́ẹ̀ ra àpò báàgì ẹja kan.
ajé ẹ̀rọ tẹ́lẹ̀ 30,000 lára ta faramọ́. wọ́n ní ìsìn báyìí 80,000. tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n ní ṣáwá 8,000 lára. àfaramọ́ 20,000 wọ́n tún tàn 35,000 báyìí. lẹ́nu lẹ́sìn ní wọ́n ti di pálí 35,000 ṣáwá. pálí aláìrán 80,000. pálá yíyan 26,000. pálí ìkọ́tẹ́ 40,000. ọ̀gá ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo lọ́sùn. bí gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń lọ káàkiri.
kí ni àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́ja kí ni wọ́n ṣe láti bóra yín kẹ́ lọ sí ilé epo ìdíkò rúùmù tó ti ń ta ẹja
All right, humble and able interpreter, Mr. Darlington, is going to let us in on what the women were saying. Mr. Darlington, so what were they really protesting? I heard Eja, and I know Eja is fish. That much I know. And I heard Eja Panla, and that may be Panla fish. So what's really going on from that protest? What did you decipher?
I think they are not working to suffer or something. That they are suffering. That Eja Timon, they were not telling you how much they were buying bags
before and how much it is now. So from their prices, how bad did it get?
Pressure from 34 to 80.
Basimbok.
Is what alarming. And they were asking Tinubu, what are you doing? Tinubu Ashishemo. So they were shouting Tinubu's name. I don't know what concerns Tinubu here. Is he a fisherman? Well, precious.
Okay. All right. So you would like to? Would you like to comment on that very quickly before we?
That will tell you this is fish. By the time you go to meat, God Almighty.
And now go to rice and garri.
So I don't know how Christmas will be like. This is just October and you are lamenting. Dollar is not even making any. Naira is not even.
It's almost 1,300.
So that is the signs of things to come. So. Well, precious, we have overflogged this matter. Let it be. What cannot be helped should be endured. What is the? Should be they say we should sit down look. When we talk, they say you are criticizing government. You are talking, so it is dawning on everybody now. Since they say that evil is good, let all of us suffer it. That's the truth. Because if you really know what you are doing, things will not be like this. Precious, in those days when we used to go to farm, when you leave early as 6 o'clock, you use that energy in the morning, you walk before it is 12 noon, you have covered half of the farm, you have walked, so that by the time the sun will come out, you would be thinking of resting. Then towards evening, you just do some things and then go home. It is morning shows the day. Morning shows the day. You came into government, that energy should be there, that you are prepared. We should be seeing things here and there. There should be that sense that yes, this man really know what he's doing. But all the policy he brought into government, all of them are being reversed. All of them, he's turning them.
No, fuel subsidy hasn't been reversed yet. As a matter of fact, the president did say just a few days ago, a statement credited to him that the removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira has, lived up to its expectations. I mean, it's achieved its purpose. So
they are paying fuel subsidy, but they don't want you to know
how.
If they are not paying fuel subsidy,
I mean, the chairman of, GMD of NMPC said the other day that it's not true that they're not paying.
What do you expect from him? If they are not paying, then why is the price of fuel at 600 and something now, when the price of crude has gone up? Can't you get it?
But fuel has also gone up. Do you know that people are still buying it at 6? People are buying as much as 650 per liter. That's quite much.
That was before this new increase in the crude.
Yes.
So
no. Recently, even while with this increase in crude,
it has not gotten to 700 or 800.
No, it hasn't gotten.
According to, because that's what they told you. That as the price of crude go up, the fuel, the pump price will go up. But it had been there between 600 and 650. That is what they have been buying it for the past 2 months or so. Meanwhile, the price of crude has gone up.
All right.
So if they are not paying subsidy, this other one that Abu was talking about, 160 billion that was paid for August, how did that come about?
Okay, so let's go straight before we get to the Supreme Court issue. Let's go straight to some of the things that your House of Rep members said. So the House of Representatives has rejected a motion seeking a waiver of fees for secondary school examinations in 2023-2024. I mean, because things are hard, so make them no pay for NECO, WAEC, and JAM fees. Please make it free for them. So they waive them. Moved by Anamero Dekiri of an APC lawmaker from Edo State, the motion has had sought to call on the federal government to pay fees for WAEC, NECO, and UTM examinations for students, that is, everybody who is eligible. The motion was, however, rejected after an extensive debate by the lawmakers. They say no, So I don't want to go to details of that. What do you make of it? It's surprising that they would say this, because this motion was raised because a lot of people, I mean, the person who raised the motion was trying to consider the times that we're in and how difficult things are for a lot of families. Mr. Darlington, a lot of families have moved their kids from private to government schools now. A lot of school teachers have even resigned from private because they can't even meet, ends cannot meet anymore and all that. So at a time like this, they are buying vehicles, the same House of Rep, buying vehicles of 160 million, 130 million each, because they say our roads are not good. So they deserve it. But they feel like the poor masses, I mean, the children of the poor, do not deserve for you to pay just WAEC fee for them for free. And they said no.
When I was commenting on this in somewhere, that was in the morning or so. My take is that, do you know that the price of those two cars, the price of two of those cars can pay both WAEC and JAM fee for
almost all this
for 5 or 6 states. Just let me just be generous. 5 or 6 states, depending on the number of candidates. If you calculate it, they will even have some coins as change. Two of those cards, when you add it together, you can use the money to pay for WAEC and JAM for 5 states in this country, if not more. Yet they are finding it difficult. They are even debating it. Some shut it down. The other one said that no, after all, some of us are paying in our constituencies, that all of us should adopt a school in our one school in our constituency.
What happens to the rest of the schools?
What happened to the other ones? So if you adopt one, then who will adopt the other ones? You can see their mind, the way they think. If you adopt one school where you went to primary school or secondary, how about the other ones? Who will adopt them? You see, so they are not ready to even let you off the hook. The way these people are reasoning and thinking, precious, they are not ready to give you a breathing space. Maybe they say they should allow the poor to breathe. Are they breathing now? They are suffocating them the more. They are suffocating them. In a normal setting, this don't need any debate. These are things that will benefit everybody, especially the children of the poor. But look at how they are debating it. Of course, they shut it down now. It was not no conclusion.
All right, let's move to the next story. So, we already do know that the Supreme Court has. All right, the Nigerian Supreme Court today, Thursday, affirmed Bola Tinubu's election as the president of Nigeria after dismissing a piece of crucial evidence that showed the Nigeria leader presented a falsified certificate to run for office. Now, the court's 7-member panel said Mr. Tinubu was duly elected in February 2023 and should be allowed to remain in office for the next 4 years. The justices said the material filed by Tinubu's main challenger, Atiku Abubakar, which included transcript of the position in which Chicago State University disowned the certificate Mr. Tinubu submitted to the electoral office on June 17, 2022 to certify his eligibility as a presidential candidate, came too late to be accepted into evidence. That's what they talk. So they bring that one too late. The court held that supplemental evidence could not be filed outside of 180 days post-election. At one time, did they admit that evidence on Imo State case again? The same Supreme
Was it
Court.
not after the conclusion of?
So is it not the same outside the 180 days? I was just asking.
Precious.
No, I just thought to ask.
Go ahead.
So and then the further says that even though the court had previously accepted evidence in similar circumstances, they said that. Okay, let me read it again so you understand. They said the court held that supplemental evidence could not be filed outside of 180 days post-election, even though the court had previously accepted evidence in similar circumstances in the past. That is, even though say we don't take evidence before after 180 days, but this one the law say make we no take. So this one no go great take. That's
So
what the law
that is the end of the matter.
So the appellant failed to convince this court. Said that the person will appeal failed to convince the court why it waited until after the court below delivered judgment in the petition and lost the 180 days donated to it by the Constitution before bringing the said deposition to the admitted in this court. Oh, well, a lot. Then the case for Labour Party and P2B was thrown away, and they said, Abuja is not, it does not have any special status, in theory. So basically, affirming the judgment of the tribunal. Mr. Darlington.
In fact, this particular issue, I think the Supreme Court erred in law. I don't know the reasons why they did that. They are saying that they don't know the reason why they brought that evidence after the 180 days have elapsed. But the Supreme Court was aware that those evidence were not available as at the time the lower court to pass their judgment. And the position of the law is that if you are bringing a fresh evidence, you must prove that those evidence were not available as at the time the lower court ruled, and that it will help in the case you are pursuing, the appeal you have presented.
So if these were the cases, why was it still thrown away?
That is what the Supreme Court did not tell us.
And because I was expecting that since the Supreme Court also by their statements,
they even indicted themselves that they have already
exactly
this particular one. Why they said that the petitioners did not convince them, but they have already presented it that as at the time they were at the lower court, this evidence was not available. Everybody knew and saw what was going on at CSU in United States. That was where this thing was gotten. The Supreme Court cannot claim that they didn't know what was going on. When this evidence was gotten, was it after or before? As to say, Atiku had it and he kept it and he did not bring it forward. The Supreme Court was unaware. So I don't know why they said that they could not convince them why they should bring it after 180 days, and that was one of the reasons why they threw it away. It was when this thing was brought that they presented it. So can they look at it based on that fact? It is incontrovertible that yes, this thing was gotten from United States of America, and it was brought to the attention of the Supreme Court timelessly. The Supreme Court was aware when this evidence was gotten from US. So why would I not use it against Atiku? Besides, the issue at stake here is very, very germane to the appeal Atiku was pursuing. Very, very germane.
So, Mr. Darlings, just as you stated, I was actually looking, like you stated, what a lot of people were expecting that the Supreme Court hadn't mentioned that even though that they had accepted evidences in the past outside the 180 days window, but that they are not accepting this one. For the reason that they came after the 180 days window. So people were expecting that, okay, so apart from this, this reason would let you know, people were expecting a more tangible reason why this particular evidence will not be accepted right now. Understanding that, just like you said, everything about the case was in the open, and we knew that this particular evidence wasn't ready at the time the lower court gave its judgment. I don't understand.
That's what I'm telling you. I said I don't know why they did that. That they have not explained to us. Okay. Maybe in days to come, just like they are trying to review the Imo State case, they will tell us why they made the mistake or what. Because from all indications, they are going to review who opposed the mass victory After 4 years, after 4 years.
Perhaps they will still affirm his victory.
But they're going to after 4 years. What are they going to look for after when the man is going for second term?
All right, so let's quickly go to what reactions concerning the verdict. As President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reacted to the verdict and said, "I promise to exceed your expectations in service delivery." He said, "I welcome the verdict of the Justice John I. Okoro-led panel of the Supreme Court on the presidential election petitions filed by the candidates of the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party, challenging the ruling of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. The court has done justice to all issues put up for consideration in the petitions on the merits of the law without fear or favor. There is no doubt with the profound judgment of today that our electoral jurisprudence and constitutional democracy are further consolidated and embedded more indelibly in our national identity because of the diligence and undaunted professionalism of the honorable justice or justices who presided over the matter." Well, he said a lot. Bottom line, he's saying that he will exceed the people's expectation. That's what the president has said. Would you like to react on this?
Well, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. It is the acceptance of the international community that will determine whether they have accepted what happened. Because it is the rule of law and your judicial system that will determine how foreigners will come into your country to invest. Because this particular matter has gone viral all over the world. So they were waiting and watching. So it's not enough to tell us, because Nigeria need outside help to survive now. Precious.
Sir?
Nigeria need outside help to survive. We are down. No dollar to do anything, no dollar. And we need this foreign exchange. And it is only investors that will bring it in. You are not going to print your own dollar. That is the truth. You are owing almost 100 trillion naira. And you are going to borrow more. So how do you now come out of your debt before you begin to talk of development? How?
I think the Senate has a solution to that, because that's in my next story. So the Senate is seeking for a bill that will ban the FX transactions. That's what they're seeking. So a bill that seeks. Let me break it down for you now. I have answers for your problem.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like I'm your doctor.
I forgot your APC. I forgot to. Sorry, my dear.
So a bill that seeks to bar a serving governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria from partisan politics and equally a reposition of the bank for efficiency scaled second reading in the Senate yesterday Wednesday. A second bill seeking to prohibit the use of foreign currencies for local transaction was also considered. You know that in so many places, I have done transactions in this country where they insist that it must be in pounds or dollar that you pay money.
Some hotels, they can't take
so many hotels. I mean, I do remember that I went for a location I was to shoot XYZ, and the people who are the owners of the Airbnb in a popular highbrow area in Lagos said it's only pounds or dollar that you're paying, and that's the payment. In Nigeria, you're paying with another currency. And I'm even wondering why we have kept a blind eye to that all this while and not said anything. But do you see the Senate actually scaling through with this? And will this help? It has passed second reading, no?
Leave that thing. Precious,
Sir?
we have a plethora of laws in our constitution, even in the CBN Act, against this type of behavior. Are they being obeyed? Were you not here during the primaries? Some people were paid in dollars openly. What did anybody do? Please tell me. All this noise now, they are going. Which law? We have made so much law that even the laws are.
Is that allegation? Was that not just an allegation? Was it proven that people were paid in dollars?
Please, we are okay. Hold on. We are not here when the EFCC was under EFCC Act. There was this law against money laundering. But we are not here when somebody carried the bullion van to go and collect money on the eve of an election in this country. Was it not openly shown all over? What did the man say when he was caught? What did he say? Did anybody do anything? Precious, answer me. The same people, they are the one who will violate this law. The same people, they will be the one to violate this law. How many of them even touch your naira now? How many of them? Please, how many of them touch your naira? All those people there. That the amount is now wide. My naira is too small for them to handle now. So forget that thing. All these laws is just there. It's just there. When they're only there for the poor man. When their kind is caught, they have a way of settling it. All this stuff. So I should be clapping for them, Abi. Is he making law or making the economy work? All this thing they are telling us. Precious, you were here. I keep saying it. On the 15th of November 2015, Buhari had his first ever press interview. It was at that interview that he now told the people that look, or rather one of the journalists was telling him, because before that time he has already banned the payment and withdrawal of foreign currency from your domiciliary account. So one of the journalists said, look, Mr. President, I have £200 and I want to withdraw it and pay for my child's school fee, but it's not I couldn't do that. What did he now do? He said he will find out from the CBN governor. That was his response. He will find out from. Meanwhile, he was the one that introduced the policy. He didn't know the effect. All the questions they asked him in that first ever, one and only, throughout his 8 years, he was parrying the questions, referring to either the Minister of Power or CBN Governor or Minister of Finance. That embarrassing outing made him not to offer another interview because everything was so embarrassing. So before that time, because of that policy, all the oil majors, they withdrew all their dollars in our bank and carried them away through the neighboring countries and all that. They ferried it in Ghana must go. If you check, since that time till now, Nigeria have never survived dollar scarcity because of that particular incident. It was after that interview that Buhari now said, okay, 3 days after, they said that everybody can pay and withdraw from them. By that time, the damage had been done. The following year, because this happened in November 2015, by January 2016, Buhari now sent his minister to go and be shopping for investors to bring him money. Did anybody answer you? Did anybody answer? You can see. But when we are telling them about policy somersault, it's not good. That's not how things are done abroad. The white man, they know. That's why they are making. They do their calculations. As businessmen, they have already done their statistics. They don't want anything that will come and disrupt it. That's why they are not coming. They are not sure of what you are going to do tomorrow. That is the truth. That's not how things are done over there. If you check, during the worldwide economic meltdown, all the Western world, they make sure that businesses remain in place. That was why they were giving them money, so that businesses will not collapse. But here, nobody cares about you. They wake up one morning because one person told them something. They won't even look at the wider implication. They will take action. By the time the thing will now boomerang, they will start doing damage control. So all this money, he will surpass our expectations. I've had it before. This is the deja vu. I've had it before. If there was something Buhari left behind for Tinubu to build on, I would say, okay, there is hope. But there is nothing. Buhari left nothing to build on, nothing. The treasury empty, the economy down, insecurity all over the place. Farmers cannot go and farm. The high cost of is that not what is causing all this?
But why is the insecurity issue a difficult task for any government to solve?
Precious, ask me. I've been very, very worried about this part because I don't know the covenant that the federal government had with these people who are sponsoring terrorists, that they could not prosecute them because they are the ones giving this in life. For this insecurity to persist, somebody is giving it lifeline. I'm telling you. These 400 people that they have not prosecuted, that means they are alive and working. 400. Imagine 400 people sponsoring criminality in a country. How can that country have peace? 400 of them, they brought their names up to today. Throughout Buhari's 80, he did not even mention, he did not even talk about them. Tinubu came in now. I was thinking that would be his first thing. Yet, he's telling us who Which magic are you going to perform?
All right, so talking about even dollar and naira, the German government is mulling limiting migrant remittances as it looks for new ways to deter irregular migration, so that for them to stop people to migrate into their country anyhow, come and work, finish, carry the money you worked for from their country to your country back. Then I say, you know what, to control the way you send money to your country now. So legally, politically, and morally, the move makes that people are saying, experts are saying that it makes little or no sense. But then if that actually happens, where is the faith for Nigeria? Because Nigeria is a country where you have almost these days now, almost in every family you have one person, or in every 5 family you have one person abroad. You understand? And the essence is that the person will go there and work, because that's an environment that rewards talent and rewards hard work. So the person will go work, be sending money for people here to sustain, since our economy here does not perhaps reward hard work enough. So if the situation is now like this, and there is now scarcity in foreign remittances, how do we cope? What's the future of the economy?
That is what I'm telling you. If they want to deal with you, they have a way of doing it too. If the Western world want to deal with you, they have a way of placing sanction on your economy, and there is nothing you can do, because they know that you are living on aid. You are living on aid. They can find a way to block that aid, and you will just stop breathing. You are not like Russia. Russia is under sanction of the whole Europe, yet the country is alive and kicking. They are even sending aid to you. They are doing their things as if nothing happened. Look at Russia sending you almost 50 tons of grain to Africa, a country under sanction. If they sanction you like that, will you even have a cup of tea to drink? Not to talk of sending anything anywhere. So that will tell you how low things have gotten. Very, very low. It's not that they are pretending as if we are somewhere. Look, if there is something precious, the Dubai agreement they signed about how many months ago, at least by now we would have seen signs.
Oh, there's also one in India that's
they are bringing $14 billion that they are coming. Where are they? Precious, where are they? Have they come? When they went on that jamboree, did I not tell you? They say you are almost pessimistic. You are this, you are that. I cannot be deceived. After what Buhari did in 18, I cannot be deceived. More so when there is nothing on ground to show that yes, even the agreement they reached with the Labour about a month ago, there is no money to implement them. Precious, there's no money. If the money is there, they would have paid. There's no money. So what are you thinking that miracle will happen? Which miracle?
All right, so let's go quickly to reactions, on the judgment. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, says it is disappointed with the judgment of the Supreme Court, affirming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the February 25, 2023 presidential election, as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The PDP expressed its position in a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olungonagba, in Abuja today, in reaction to the court judgment on the appeal petition filed by the party and its presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, on the election. Now, Mr. Ologunagba said that the PDP and indeed majority of Nigerians were alarmed, disappointed and gravely concerned with the reasoning of the Supreme Court. Those are his words, not mine. He said that the PDP believed the judgment was against the express provisions of Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the Electoral Act 2022, and the guideline and regulations issued by INEC under the election that was conducted. Quoting the PDP spokesperson, he says, the PDP asserts that it is indeed a sad commentary for our democracy that the Supreme Court failed to uphold the provisions of the law. Instead, it trashed the expectations of majority of Nigerians who looked up to it as a temple of impartiality to deliver substantial justice in the matter having regards to the laws and facts of the case. Nigerians earnestly expected the Supreme Court to uphold and defend the clear provisions of the 1999 Constitutions of qualification and minimum requirement of a winner to be declared as a president in Nigeria. This is especially with regards to the required statutory 25% of votes in FCT, as well as issues of violation of electoral rules and guidelines, brazen manipulations and alterations of election results by the All Progressives Congress APC, and he went on and on and on. Let me quickly take a swift reaction of what the Labour Party says, because the Labour Party spokesperson for the President. The spokesperson for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, Yunusa Tanko, has lamented that the Supreme Court turned deaf ears to the several pleas made by the party. It's not different from what the PDP spokesperson said too. Now, the Apex Court, reacting to the judgment, Tanko, who spoke, said that as far as we are concerned, we have brought out our cases beyond reasonable doubt, and the court chose to look at the other side and turn a deaf ear to our plea, and they have taken their decision. As Democrats, we will not do anything otherwise, but rather resort to the masses' courts. The public and the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they can analyze this judgment vis-a-vis what they are facing at the moment, and that's the credibility of the leadership already enthroned. He then added and said, we will continue to be law-abiding and follow the dictates of democracy. Don't forget that democracy also gives room for people to speak on issues if they feel they are being offended. So, we have done our bit, and we will leave this particular issue now to the masses courts. So, masses. Now get this judgment now. But Mr. Darlington, you're part of the masses, so let me hear from you first.
Precious,
Sir?
In fact, it is very, very sad. Because the issues that was raised concerning the election of Tinubu is so serious that the Supreme Court should have looked at it seriously, especially this certificate issue that was brought from CSU. That is where I was thinking that they should have invoked the order of the Supreme Court, since they said it had been done before. I don't know why this one is an exception. Yet they are telling Atiku to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Meanwhile, you did not even look at what he brought. You did not look at it to start asking questions whether it is true or not. They just discountenance it because it was out of time. It's not enough, since they said they have done it before. This one is even more serious than the time they did it the first, second, and third time. This one is more serious because we are talking of, because the Supreme Court order and even the Constitution did not envisage that there will be a time when a Nigerian president will have issue of drug allegation, or issue of identity theft, or issue of certificate forgery in a foreign country. It was never envisaged. Now that it has come up, I was expecting that the Supreme Court will now take a decision and maybe introduce a precedent, something of I can call a principle of locus classicus, a novel idea that look, this type of thing should not happen. Whenever it happens, this is what should be done, because it has never occurred before. So why did they brush it aside and allow infamy to reign? Because all the roadblock that Tinubu introduced is already a perception of guilt. When you were blocking this place, don't release this one, don't do this one, please don't do this, don't do that. What was he trying to do? Is that not to put in an obstacle in the way of justice? Are you telling me that the Supreme Court we are not aware of all these things? Is that not a perception of guilt on his part? They did not even ask him, come and explain this allegation. You have been alleged to have done this. Can you please tell this? Even though it is not a fresh court, there is no need for argument before them. But they have presented the facts before you. They have. All they were telling the court is to throw it away. It was the evidence was out of time. That was the only thing Tinubu and his team were doing. That's what they did.
And that's exactly what the courts did.
So why did they base on that? It's like throwing the baby and the bathwater away. That's what they did. And now infamy is ruling. Infamy, that is it. Because in the consciousness of Tinubu and his team, they know the truth. They know. That is the issue. Every Nigerian is aware of what transpired. The next thing they'll ask you now, do you have evidence? Did the court pronounce him guilty? Did they do this? Did they do that? But conscious, you know, the last time I checked, the issue of law or the duty of law is to bring peace and stability in a polity. Is to bring justice, is to bring fairness, is to assuage the mind of the aggrieved. Because when the aggrieved see that justice is done, he will be happy. But when you now throw away all that was brought before you on what I don't even understand, how do you think that the petitioners and other people will be happy? They will still be thinking that something went wrong because you do not address the issue that they presented before. You did not. You did not, knowing fully well how important it is, not only to the petitioner, but to the entire country and to our image abroad. I was thinking that the Supreme Court will look at all this, knowing the wider implication of allowing this infamy to continue. But they have done it without thinking of what will happen after.
So do you agree with the PDP when they said that majority of Nigerians are not happy about the judgment?
It's obvious.
Do you agree that it is majority?
It is
because
not,
the majority voted the president by the elections results.
Precious,
Sir?
Please, it's like this thing that happened now. All the roadblock to find out the truth was obvious to everybody. Let me just give you an analogy. Somebody stole a goat from a neighbor's house, and the neighbor saw the man going with the goat. He pursued him. The man ran inside the house with the goat and keep it there. The man now said, okay, since you don't, I go and call the police. The man went to go and call police. I said, look, somebody stole my goat. Look at him. This is where they put the goat. The police now said, okay, Mr. Man, let's go and search your house and see whether there's a goat there. The man said no. He blocked the road and said that nobody will enter his house. After all the argument and everything, because of commotion, the police got tired and left. The man, they stole his goat and left because he cannot take laws into his own hand. Then the man that stole the goat now went to go and enjoy what he has stolen and was even laughing. If you come tomorrow and say he's a goat thief, he will ask you, where is the evidence? Did any court pronounce me guilty? Did you catch me? Meanwhile, it is obvious that you stole a goat, but you made the cause of justice impossible. That is what has happened. So how can you be happy? How can you be happy knowing fully well that you actually stole a goat? How? That is exactly what has happened here. Nothing else. Because the CSU, they wouldn't have been joking when they went to depose those documents in court. Even they even said that the deposition did not carry the seal of U.S. court. It did not carry the signature of this and that. But the certificate that was given to INEC that had been confirmed to be defective, the Supreme Court did not bother to ask the owner.
All right. Okay. So, Mr. Darlington, let's go straight to the phone lines. We've said quite enough. I think we'll just have to rest our case here and let Nigerians react because, as a matter of fact, the PDP did say the majority of Nigerians are feeling sort of way, sort of way. So let's feel the pulse of the people.
It is
on how exactly
we no longer
feel.
the Justice Oputas. Kayode assured them, Daniel Alexander. These are judges. When you see them, you know that somebody is sitting. They don't fear or care about it. They will look at the merit of the matter. They will do all this thing that they are telling us out of time. Therefore, we should continue like this. So if tomorrow something worse happen, they will now refer you how it was judged by Okoro, Inyam Okoro, what he said. They will not refer you to what he said.
Mr. Darlington, we'll have to go straight to the phone line. Our phone line is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. If you want to call us on WhatsApp, it is 0700 903 9039. The Labour Party spokesperson of the Labour Party generally has said that, you know what, they're leaving the judgment to you people, the masses court, that the masses you push you. Over to you people. So I'm leaving it to you people now to tell me what you feel about this. And of course, the PDP has also said that at the end of the day, that most of you guys are not, pleased. So I would love to hear from both those that are happy about this judgment and, from everyone. Let's get to, feel your pulse, right? Straight to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome. Thank you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from London.
Jonathan.
Barrister Darlington, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Jonathan. Even though there's
Yes, sir, I
nothing
know.
good about the evening,
I know that your spirit is down. We need to lift up your spirit.
You wouldn't get a ladder. You get a ladder to lift it.
it's like
Go
it's
ahead.
Like, it's like we have wasted our time talking here. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. What I want to say is that we have choose our own path.
Happy?
So we are expecting foreign investor, which is a mirage.
No, they will come. They will come.
Okay. And the last time, I know that you can remember when the Egyptian refused Nigerian passage during Sudan crisis.
Yes.
Yes. This is one of the optics,
Of course.
within the African sub-region.
Of course.
So I don't know. We see calling ourselves giant of Africa, which is a mirage, and a lot of, I know that 12 to 3rd in 1979 was a child's play.
Yeah, I'm telling you, compared to what happened now, I'm telling you.
But Darlington, you understand what I'm saying?
I do, my brother. I do.
You know, I know the global stage is not on this level that time, but now that we are at this level and we choose to be backward by ourselves, it's not international community's our problem.
Abi?
We are the problem of ourselves, and we have chosen our own path.
Abi?
So we diaspora, we need to choose to live by this decision, and we don't have any choice
All right,
than to bury our head in shame.
I appreciate it.
So
Mr.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
We
sir.
are not waiting for the judgment of God.
Does God pass judgment?
He do.
How will the judgment come? Where has he been since?
Precious. Don't play with the
Mr.
judgment of God.
Darlington.
Don't play with him.
Mr. Darlington, let me take a few messages. All right, so this message here says, P2B have been our president by now. If Atiku Abubakar allowed him as presidential flag bearer of PDP, and are you guys still lamenting this?
I wonder.
Please, let's forget about this.
So.
Things are getting worse by minutes. May God bless Nigeria. Stephen Akinshola from Ijeoma sent in that message. And then this says, have you already tried these issues? Go and rest and let us move forward. Bayo from Ikorodu. Have you already tried? Bayo, say people should. Are you not tired? And then it says, so a forger of certificate can become a president of Nigeria, and Supreme Court affirms him, and wonders shall never end. Wonders shall never end. We are now in Nigeria. Leo from Lagos. Leo, that's not correct. And then this says, now Nigerians have been finally fooled by those who feel the country belongs to them. And Kai, you guys should help me cut your messages, and I beg you now. Okay. And then you said the entire security agencies and the 3 tiers of government have all to give Nigeria a name among nations in the world. What money cannot buy? I don't understand what you said though. But dollar will next be our official currency of exchange. For Naira has lost its value. Nigeria, we hail thee yesterday. Now you must rest in peace. May God give us a new nation built and structured by Him alone, God. Chinedu from Badagry sent in that message. Chinedu, I appreciate it. I'm finding it difficult to read your messages. All right. This says, Precious, are you and Mr. Darlington in Nigeria? Now, wow. Olao, he say, tell Wike, make he no take my land, though, and let him make sure Okada in Abuja to get their to make it get their plate numbers too. That's what he said. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome.
Madam Precious, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm Victor calling from Southland.
Victor, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Barrister, good evening, sir. How you doing?
I know they.
You there. You see what your people they do?
I know
May
they.
the Almighty God, may the Almighty God continue to bless you.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, because you have been standing on the truth. I remember all these men in those days, people like Obani, when you were calling and you were telling them all those things, you were siding one side. So let me come to the matter. We are the cause of ourselves. We are the cause of our problem. Look at judiciary now. What they have done so far today. So, is it Tinubu's fault again?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
When the judiciary, they see the truth, they are turning black, they turn white to be black. Which amount has Tinubu given to them that they decide to do all this? We are the problems of ourselves. Once it's okay with me to hell with my brothers, that is the problem of this country. Self and greed. But I don't think, no, something is definitely going to happen. Something is definitely going to happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you.
No,
Right.
it didn't start
Hello, good
today
evening.
now. Remember Justice Shoememo, he told that
Yes, sir.
my hands are tied.
Sir?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Remind us your name, sir.
Okay, this is Prince. Actually, it's morning here, but what is good about the evening? There's nothing good about the evening, anyways.
Everything
if I
is
want
good,
to talk,
we have life, so everything is good.
Prince, how are you?
Prince Akwachi, you're welcome.
the only thing good about the evening is hearing Mr. Darlington talk, and you yourself. Pretty much, I will tell you, am I disappointed? I don't have a word, I don't actually I can't find the word to describe my disdain for this particular, judgment. If left for me alone, I would rather prefer, instead of calling the Supreme Court SCJ, they should call it SCIC.
No,
okay?
you don't
Don't ask me for the full meaning. But if I say it, you will not want to hear. It should be SCIC of Nigeria.
Okay, better.
It's
okay.
Okay, Precious, something happened during the weekend, okay? During the weekend, I happened to travel. I kind of went somewhere with my family, and in the process, I was convinced into buying a property, somewhere in Las Vegas. And while we were talking, while the transaction was going on, the guy was telling me how they have properties in South Africa and other places. And I simply asked the guy, I said, how come you guys don't have this in Nigeria? If I tell you what this guy said, you will cry.
What did he say?
He said nobody wants to go to that. He said nobody wants to go to Nigeria.
Oh.
Yes.
A place where people are being kidnapped, a place that you don't get justice, a place that is just the way he described Nigeria. I felt bad.
And that's the truth.
And truly speaking, I've been waiting all this while without missing word to you. Okay?
That's the truth.
Precious, I have a project of building a hotel and also other investment that I wanted to do in Nigeria. And what did I just call my cousin to tell him? Because he's the one supervising it. I told him to cancel everything. I'm not bringing my money. No, I'm not doing that. Because what it means is that you can never get justice in Nigeria. You can never get justice in Nigeria. And it's so sad. I really weep for that country. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to say, as much as I don't want to, go too far before, when I'm angry, I don't like talking, so let it be like that. But it's a sad day in Nigeria. Those justices, they should go and look their children in their faces or in their eyes and tell them they did, whatever they did, let them explain it to their children. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let me take a few messages. This says, good evening. Anyone that is disappointed by the Supreme Court is not Nigerian. The judiciary was confirmed to the highest months back. Akpabio Bukachiwa judgment was, what it tells it all. As for the economy, we have an administration that is lost because They just wanted power. Anyways, update: petrol is 620 where I am, diesel 1,200, spaghetti 800 naira. Let us keep pretending. Mark from Agege sent in that message. And then he says, Precious and Darlington, today is a sad day. Not even the APC are happy with the judgment, and the Supreme Court judges behave as if their hands are watered. Or Daba sent in that message. And then he says, good evening, Precious. This is Adeyemi Kamuru from Satellite Town. NSAS theory failed. Dual citizenship theory failed. 25% theory failed. Islamization theory failed. Obedient theory failed. Creed certificate theory failed. And they cannot emotionally blackmail judiciary to do their wish. They have labored in vain. Okay, that's saying that the Labour Party have labored in vain. All right, and then this says, good evening, Precious and Darlington. You see, Precious, Supreme Court made it clear to forge certificate is no criminal offense in Nigeria. You can get any certificate and get into office. Nobody will ask you questions. And then he now says, all right, JAMB and Senate, DSS, and not to go and apologize to Mesoma for what they did to her. Even FCT is now a state. Wike should return to River State. But in the case of OBJ and Buhari in 2003, Supreme Court ruled that so far as OBJ get 25%, that the law required, even if you won 30 states and you didn't get 25% in FCT, you should not be declared winner of elections. So Hidden Valley must come into existence in the sky. What you said a lot. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Yeah. Hello, Precious.
Sir?
Chukwude.
Mr. Chukwude, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I got this for the month. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good. You're supposed to be good. You're supposed to be, happy. That they have delivered the judgment.
Did you finish that thing?
Happy.
No, this one.
Happy.
This one is how. The PY is not there. This is ha.
Okay.
OTH.
Yeah, at least Precious is there. Yeah. So you see, Mr. Darlington, there is. I don't want everybody know, and there is things that people when you listen to some of the how do I say, the APC members, they will say the majority of people, or when people want to say majority of Nigerians are not happy. When we go according to the 8 million Mr. President got on the election,
we have 6 and 7 from Atiku.
Yeah, you will find out that the majority are still not happy.
Exactly.
So which means that majority is still there. So which means their own number is not majority.
Exactly.
And when they are like what you are saying about Precious was saying something about in the issue of paying in dollar, people are trying to it's because they don't trust the naira anymore. That's why they have to go with the currency they trust. So because they don't know, I think today I saw it today that a pound is 1,500 or more. That's what a pound is.
We are making progress.
So, and then you find that you ask yourself, there are many guys that I know that used to run to China, other things, and come back and do their business. Most of them can't do all these things anymore, and it's affecting them heavily. Some of them are almost broke because they can't do it anymore. Even some of them that owns property now, they are many of them are selling it off to see if they have to survive. So you see the level the country is, the direction the country is going, which is for me, I see it as a total wrong direction that they are going. And again, in as much as the whole thing is, how do the poor masses survive? They are telling us everything is going to work fine, like what you said about the price of each SUV. If the other day somebody called from America talking about renting. Majority, I told you, Pressure, the other day that I'm into transporting. Majority, let me use Amazon for example. Most of their cars or most of their vehicle and trucks, everything doesn't belong to them. They rent it.
So yesterday a guest spoke about fleeting cars. Yes.
They rent it. Even the one that I'm in now, is being rented. They don't buy it. Most of the governments you see in the Western world, they rent it. Most of the police cars you see is rented. When the police finish using it, they push it back. Maybe they use it for 4 years because they drive a lot, speed and everything. Maybe every 2 or 3 years, they check the ones that are no longer. But they have workshop where they maintain all these vehicles.
And I hear that the cost of rental per year is actually cheaper, so it would have been way, way better for us.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It's somebody's business. So when they rent, they will go into which maintenance will you, the renter, will be paying and the owner will be paying for. So, and you see all these things, they are moving. But I wonder why, when they come over here, they will not learn those things. And again, let me say it, because every time we try to depend on America and Britain, these people are not happy. I asked you a question the other day. I say, if you are producing something, and you are you have somebody that you are supplying to, and will you allow that person to be producing this, to teach the person how to be? Say no.
Why? So they come and spoil
because that would damage. That would damage your business. These people be where they are. Well, like you're talking about I think I heard you say German are trying to block people sending money. This is not the first time they did it. They have done it before. If you send money, they will be, depending on the amount, they will just stop it.
As a matter of fact, I tried to get not even Western. I tried to get a SWIFT transfer from Germany. It was blocked. In fact, it was stated clearly in the transaction from the person who was sending it that we do not run SWIFT transfer to this location, to this country. It was there, and I was very embarrassed.
Yeah. So now I'm talking sending money from diaspora sending. So sometimes they do block it depending on which app or financial institution. So they will block it and demand that you send them your pay slip to see how much you are earning and how much you are saving from that earning to be able to send that money, that amount. So they have done it. It's not a new thing. People like me, I have some of us have come across it before.
What is there for Nigerians like this now? Because I mean, if some countries adopt this alongside Germany now, it's going to be a problem for us because we depend on
it's not even Germany now to get appointment. I have I have 2 or 3 guys that I know living in Germany. They want to bring their family to get appointment at the German embassy because of all this rubbish, because of all this, because of all so many. It takes more than a year for that person to get the appointment to bring the wife in there. So when there are so many things going on, there are so many. I don't know how to say it. Even the issue of investment, they are talking. Pressure, please. If you want to know about Nigeria, leave Britain and America even. Meet something like German, Austrian, some of all these other countries. Meet people that have worked in their embassy in Nigeria. Because one thing that we Nigerians doesn't know is we just send our ambassador. All this Britain, America, they don't only send, they send people that tell them what happened in that embassy, in that country. They send experts, everything that studied everything. So when people wants to come there, they report. They send their report back to their Chamber of Commerce. So if somebody wants to invest in Nigeria, the person will just immediately go to the Chamber of Commerce website and see how they are, what the thing they put there. Immediately the person just say they will just give the person a breakdown of the system in Nigeria. They don't hide it.
All right, Mr. Tony, I appreciate you. Thank you, so that we can let others talk.
And again, I have a question. Why is it that when, like example, when you go to the British Parliament, they have their website? Why is it that our Senate don't have a website where you see what they're up to, or their members, everything, what they are doing there?
That's Nigeria.
I appreciate you. I'm sure there are a couple of information in that National Assembly website too. You can also access some of the offices of your constituents.
Even I forgot the issue of you didn't say something about Asari Dokubo.
Yeah, come and be going. Oga, come and be going. Leave me alone. I'm not in the mood this evening, please. Tony Chukudi, come and be going.
Your brother now, you want to run.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye. All right. I have loads of messages to respond to, and I really don't have the time. So let's see if we can run through some of the messages very quickly. He says, "Good evening, Precious and Darlington. The judgment today is so untidy. If I may ask, did the Supreme Court mention about $460,000 for future dual citizenship? You can see the hoariness in giving judgment." Bauer suspended 4 months in detention, spent 4 months in detention, but today, those who he tried to prosecute with criminal allegation are somewhere in the corridors of power, administrating laws and order to the populace. Madam Precious, you did not talk about Ethiopia Airlines over the statement they put out on said airline that was hired on the national carrier. You should leave me alone now. I'm tired. Okay, now that you've talked about it, Mr. Darlington, you heard about that matter.
The people said that they wanted to pull out, but the Nigerian government insisted that they should be there. You know, in fact, I think
you hire me for business, I go say no.
They said they were even going to sue. They are threatening to sue the federal government for hiring their plane and painting it in Nigerian.
Repainting it.
So you can see now. You can see even a token.
And then with all the letters that those directors in NCAA wrote against Hadi Sirika and all the directors.
Did I not tell you
nothing has come out of it.
Did I not tell you the day you were
reading? Keyamo has not responded to that letter.
Precious,
he has not said anything about it.
I told you here. So
how are we going to be fighting corruption?
No, that's how you're going to make progress. You see, when I tell you that these promises is empty promises, money shows the day. Money shows the day. All this is are empty promises. I'm going to do this. I will bring a heaven on earth. I will do this. You now ask yourself, come, where is the template for all these things?
All right, Mr. Darlington, let me rush through some messages very quickly. This says, I was presidentless for 8 years and I'm not in a hurry to have a new president. I remain presidentless. Nnaemeka from Okafa. What is the meaning of the stop it? And then this says, Precious, my name is Teaches. Nigeria will hear from me someday. They said, we will not fight this night. I have said it. I wouldn't fight over this matter. You know why? Because I told you the other day that I already know the outcome of the judgment. RIP to your... You said a lot. I'm sorry. I can't read some of your messages, and I hope you understand if I cannot read all your messages. And Remy from Akoka says, the Supreme Court has completed the process of to show the common man that the judiciary ceases to be the last hope of the common man. To protect one man's electoral haste, the Supreme Court turned the law on its head. Take the offense of forgery under the Electoral Act. For example, the Supreme Court sidestepped its own decision in Akangbo Okadigbo versus Chidi, Saleh versus Abe. Nigerians and all the traditional media that created content out of Mmesoma's issue should apologize to her. Precious and Oga Darlington, what primary and secondary school did President Tinubu attend? I need an answer. Mr. Darlington will answer you.
No, answer. You are the one reading it.
Okay, I said I tender my unreserved apology to Ms. Mmesoma. It is now very clear that according to the Constitution of Nigeria, forgeries... it's not illegal. Good evening, Madam Precious. Mr. Darlington, since masses cannot teach the judiciary how to do the job as a slogan, but the masses should not relent to the needful in the election. So you see, you remember that this whole masses court thing and all that. Remember what Justice Yang said about it. I don't even know if I should even quote himself. So where he did mention that he
said the masses when there's a matter in court that we put up press interview, that we even judge the matter before the social media, this and that, you know, just denigrating public opinion. But can they tell me? That's why I keep telling you that they even indicted themselves. The same Supreme Court. Was it not public opinion that swayed them in what they did in 1979?
Okay, so let's quickly just take a listen to what Justice Ian had to say about that case. Take a listen, Lagos.
In our use of words, and we shall continue to do so. Litigants are advised to trust the court whenever their matters are before it. It is very unbecoming these days that while a matter is pending in court, litigants engage in press conferences, analyzing the case, reaching conclusions. Based on this, some of their followers send threatening messages to judges and justices. Matters in court are said to be sub judice, and as such, parties and probably their counsel should refrain from media trial and media judgments. I need not say more on this. A word is enough for the wise. This issue has nothing positive to offer the appellants.
So, Mr. Darlington, you heard that, right? Yeah, for those
I listened to what you
always
did in the morning. I said, when he got there, I know that this thing is over. I knew that this matter.
Oh, so just so we know too, the reaction of some staff of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the judgment, as they saluted him and congratulated him for a job well done, and then he did assure them, now your job is secured, so you have a job.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Your job is secured. Stop too. Your job is secured. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Gentlemen, congratulations to the President. Having been confirmed by the Supreme Court as the 5-star general, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Congratulations, Your Excellencies. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Amen. Inshallah, all our renewal shall come to manifestation.
He didn't go this far before some people started resigning from his cabinet. Did you remember? His chief officer resigned when there was this rumor about his behavior and how he was acting in office. He resigned. So I'm very, very sure that if it were the other way around, in any of these Western countries, some people would have resigned today. I'm telling you. They would have resigned because their conscience is telling them.
So Mr. Darlington, I have quite a lot of messages and reactions, so I don't disenfranchise. They said the Labour Party said they left it to the public of the court, the public of the masses. I mean, the court of the masses. Yes, Blessing says from YouTube. Now I'm going to YouTube. Blessing says no need to waive the exam fees. The children only need to go and print their certificate. It's okay to. Why are you guys behaving like this now? Somewhere else says respect, Mr. Darlington. Ray Parr says whether they accept it or reject to do their abracadabra judgment, we already know who Tinubu is. And then you said, Lord, I rest my case on that. And then Buchi AK says completely bitterly sad and only see darkness. I cannot take all your messages. Blessing says Kenyans fought for their democracy. Nigerians are praying to God to save them. Okay. Femi Bajdan says the president cannot. Blessing. Okay. All right. Mafam says good evening, precious. I am not surprised. Nigeria, we are deceiving ourselves. I don't Jakba is the call we hear from Nigeria these days, and it breaks my heart. Result of the judgment today breaks my heart dearly. Sorry. Charles Dero says travel out of the world, travel out and face the world, precious. And I mean, they talk to you can't possibly be talking to me, trust me. The Infinity says the P&ID case in the UK, that the UK delivered judgment in favor of Nigeria even when the window to file the case was expired. But the UK government delivered justice.
Very good
when
point.
They saw proof and evidence, not on technicalities.
Exactly. A very good point. Very, very good point. Very, very sound point here.
That the window had closed, but they still heard the case and they delivered judgment.
If the defendant is a UK citizen,
so they would have at least favored their citizen.
I'm telling you, precious. I'm telling you. In fact, I don't know how.
Let me continue with my message. Star Daniel says there is no point going to school anymore. You should stop this thing. Chuke Ekwe says I said before from the start it is finished. Isaac says Nigeria is not serious people that. Say that I don't care is too much. Femi Bash, I cannot read those your messages, Abi. You know very well that I cannot read them, understandably so, right? Please, Nigerians should apologize to Miss Omanobo man says so. Mafam says, good evening, precious. Can our student's lawyer use the case or this particular case as a case study in the university? The truth should be thrown out of the, shouldn't be thrown out of the window. Mr. Darlington, can student lawyers use it? But before you respond, let me take more messages. Esan Pitality Peter says precious dropped it. So the WhatsApp number is on the screen on your YouTube. You see it at the left hand side of the screen. So you see it, so you can quickly gloss through. All right. Olayinka Velenhood says here it's the same. Jonathan Olatunde says that's Nigeria. Amarachi Uche says what's sure is that the Supreme Court never said Tinubu didn't submit a forged certificate. They never mentioned it. Rather, they can't admit articles additional evidence. I'm happy the world knows what is going on. The real thing you said I cannot read. The only way forward is unstoppable resolution. Josie Osim says so. Perpetual Machiko says, I saw someone printing Nigeria Federal Polytechnic's certificate in Business Center this afternoon. Supreme Court has authenticated. Why are you doing like this? Mike Albert says, till now, nobody has asked where the certificate came from. The Nobleman says Tinubu is now Amarachi. I see your messages are so much. Kenneth also says, just imagine that what the president said, that their job is secured. Just imagine. Tony Chikudu says, I don't want to talk about the judgment of today, but the 2027 is around the corner. Abuja issue is now cleared. So you people should know that it's not about just ranting now. Later now, you people go and sleep. You go and sleep. Early 2026, you now come back again. No. You have to keep up, and that's why we're here to constantly inform you. And Kenneth says secured. Tony Chikudu says it is sad for Nigeria. Michael Alem says still vested on the One Nigeria project. Good luck, please, beautiful precious. Don't forget my SAR for November. What SAR is that? What's a? No, I cannot forget Sana. See, they brought me up well. I'm a well-trained child. Okay. All right. You did ask what's next for you. Unfortunately, I don't know what's next for you. But let me run through some messages on WhatsApp because I have tons and tons of them. Madam Precious and Dr. Darlington, our judiciary has chosen a path that Nigerians to follow, and we Nigerians has no choice, or have no choice, you meant, than to obey the law. But God is now the hope of the common man in Nigeria, no longer the judiciary. God bless you for giving us a voice to talk. Okay, Wachika from Ayaba sent in that. Madam Precious, good evening. Honestly, things are getting out of hand. The price of foodstuffs are now it's now something else. Titus fish was bought 38k as of today. I bought it 60k. Kote fish 23k. Today I bought it 40k. Hey, Katono fish I sell 1k is now 2k. Very small fish. Bag of rice is now 60k. I know this because I sell food stores. This is Madam Quality from Mushi. Madam Quality, stop making our hearts skip like this. Now, see, they talk the thing. I don't imagine what people will chop. This is October. December never reach. I hope they come down. Nigeria, what do you expect? Can an employer sack employee? Impossible. The president. Okay. Bilado from Idimo sent in that message. And then he says, good evening, Madam Precious. Your guest is deceiving his supporters as a barrister. Has he ever seen any president in Nigeria being removed in Nigerian courts? Is it because Obi is involved? Anyway, let him give his wife truth to cook for him. As for the victory of Tinubu, it's God's hand. Mr. Benjamin from Apapa, they say, may carry truth, go give your wife, may cook for you.
No, Benjamin, you see, it's not about, hold on, there is always a first in everything.
So because the Nigerian court has never removed any president, so it's impossible.
Yes, you mean if a president have committed murder and there's evidence because the president, therefore nobody should talk to him or nobody should investigate him and all that. This infraction in a Senate claim is enough for the president to resign. You don't even need to go through court. I'll give you an example here how other presidents resign from office for infractions that is not up to this. You saw it now. So why would you say Nigeria? So Nigeria is, when I tell you that we are behind the human race, that's what I mean. So Nigeria is acting outside the human race. Things that are moving other countries forward, we are still wallowing in it with this type of mindset. So you mean, Benjamin, with all that I've said about Tinubu and everything, all the baggages, you are comfortable with it? I wish you well,
All right. So Leo Taiwo from Ojo Alaba says, good evening, Precious Barrister Darlington. Nigeria is not surprised with the judgment. There was judgment, but no justice. Nigerians are waiting for the FBI, CIA dossier on Monday. This will keep Nigerians on their toes. And when it starts, Nigerians will troop to the National Assembly to question on the integrity of the person, and then maybe impeachment will come. I'm very optimistic. Nigerians would not rest. Dream on, baby. Oh, sorry, that's
after
not what
collecting 160 million.
They said, Uchena from Enugu says, Precious and Barrister Darlington, one thing is sure, the Supreme Court never said that Tinubu didn't forge certificate, but they can't accept
that's it.
So it remains that Tinubu may have forged certificate, and we are waiting for FBI and co to release the remaining files. Let the world see the kind of Nigerians where they belong. Today's judgment was known by all before this night. The judgment was known by all before today. Nigeria judiciary is predictable. Today, 25% in FCC is a non-issue. Nigeria, my country, all of us are in it. Both the judges and their children were together in this matter. That's what you're saying. All right. Chinedu from Badagry says, can we now, without missing words, conclude that the country had been... all right, I'm not going to read that message. Apologies. Emma from First says, good evening, guys. They have finally achieved their aims, and it's our fault. They say we should be silent against the pains they cause us, and look at during daylight the robbery, and to top it all, we played into their hands and became docile because we were asked to be calm, and we wait for the court. You see, now we don't be calm. That's what you said. All right. Mr. Kingsley said, good evening, precious Mr. Darlington. This government is praying government. Once they send prayers to our... is a praying government? That's what you're saying. So once they send prayers to our accounts now, you will do whatever you are asked to do. Kudos to the judges that show indeed that are masters in using prayer points, unlike the previous judges. I don't understand. What prayer point are you talking about? I don't want... I know. Of course I do know. Darlington and Precious. Darlington emotional and sentimental opinion doesn't count in judicial matter. His obnoxious view towards the judgment of the eminent juries can't change anything. I wonder if truly he's a lawyer. Emmanuel from Ikeja sent in that message. All right. And then he says, hello, Precious. Court orders federal government Southeast governors to apologize and pay Kanu 8 billion for rights violation. My question is, what's the timeline for Southeast governors to pay MNK the money? Ostino from Olodia Papa. Ostino, I really don't want to visit that matter because there's another underlying issue in that matter that I don't know, but let's forget about that. Thank you anyway. Mr. Jude from Okota says, please, why Supreme Court did not use the ruling of appeal court to discharge Nnamdi Kanu? Anyway, all I know is that all the names of the judges, both the appeal Supreme Court, were already recorded by Nigerians because the evil acts they rendered to Nigeria. Okay, all right, let me leave that. Okay, and then this says, please, Precious, do you really want to see or hear Niger people's reactions? Unfortunately, you want to let us, or you know it. Honestly, I'm very disappointed because as it stands now, not only subsidy is gone, Precious, today democracy in Nigeria is also gone. Judiciary, justice, truth, everything that will make Nigeria better is also gone. And forgeries are legalized. Shame, you said a lot. Babeji from Oshodi. Babeji, if I can't read all your messages, I'm sure you understand why, right? And then talking about majority, everyone is, including those that voted for the government, are going through the same trauma today. And that makes me happy. In fact, they are the ones making the loudest noise and about the situation of the country today. They are the ones begging for support from other people today. I tell them not to ask me for money from the person they should go and ask from the person they voted for. All right, this says, I am sure that most of the fish market women protesting voted Tinubu or supported him are out of tribal jubilation and excitement. As for the court, I am not surprised about the judgment. It was expected. Nigeria has a lot of problems, but the judges have become a bigger part of the problem. They give judgment to satisfy the person who they feel has the upper hand. You want to remove a man who appoints almost everyone from judges to ministers to governors to CBN chairman, everybody. How far now? What would the judges gain? They would benefit more if it means twist interpreting the law to favor the individual. What a shame. Right from time, I never held any of these judges in high esteem. Nigeria as a country has never had it good from the start. Keeps going from bad to worse, and it's anyone is hoping for the best. What you said a lot. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a whole lot. All right, let me go back to the phone lines. Mr. Darlington, 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. Just going back to the phone lines, and I get back to your messages too, because my mouse is paining me at this point. The messages are too much. Hello, good evening to you.
Okay. Hello, good evening, Prepare.
Yes, please. Welcome back. Is this Prince Apache? Oh, Yemi, you're welcome. Yemi, oh.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Darlington.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. I think I don't want to even go into the issue of the court. I just want to set that one aside because I don't want to say much for that one. So, we were talking yesterday that I said the issue of the members that are PDPs and LP, that they are not saying anything. I've not heard anything from them. Okay, as well. But you see, like the issue of the lease of vehicles, it's a norm. It's a normal thing. Do you know that in America here, like if somebody wants to, instead of buying a car that you'll be paying car notes, they just go for lease, like a 5-year. They go for they lease the car. Like
this matter we already know. Someone too said it yesterday. Somebody else mentioned it again today. Yeah. I mean, we know. So just move forward. So he saved us time. We've already heard it before. But we rather buy in Nigeria, right? Instead of saving cost.
For our uncle, we just pray. We'll hear the outcome of the FBI, and let's see how he will come and be smiling. So let's wait till that time.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye. All right. So Victor from US says, "Hi, Precious. I have investors in US ready to invest in chain kidney dialysis centers around the states of Nigeria." Oh, that's huge. He said, "We had a meeting this week, Tuesday, on this investment. My team asked me a question. Do you think we should invest in Nigeria under the current Nigerian president? My answer to my team was, we must suspend this investment under the present administration. I will not invest in Nigeria for now." That's what he said. Why now? Not being patriotic. All right. So this says, "At a time like this, I got to say a big thanks to Nigerians in diaspora. You people really tried. God bless you people richly in Jesus' name." He said, "I should say also thanks to Mr. Darlington, Mr. Peter Nosiki and others. Mr. Atiku and Obi, thanks so much for the two of you actually tried. You put up a good fight. My advice can't feel too bad. My advice is don't feel too bad about the biased judgment by the court of the world. The world's court is supreme, but God's court is more supreme. God's wrath will soon speak." From Agege said that. Oh, wow. Okay, so Darlington, and this says, he says, "With what happened in Supreme Court today, my personal in time to come, I will be president of Nigeria in time to come. From now, I will embark on dubious ways to make money. I must replicate what I have seen so far by all means. Even if you raise this text, then it won't matter, because even if I don't read the text, it won't matter because I will reference this case today." What is said Saturday, Nigerians military? Okay, all right. I rest my case. I rest my case in your message. And this is precious. You called me like a million times. Oh, again, it's Sama. Who are you? He said, Supreme Court has sell unborn Nigerian generation. No, how can they rob the whole nation for this one individual? Why people like this now? There are people who are happy about this judgment now. And you say, but the way they are pushing us to join bad thing in this country. My name is Ikele from Agege. Ikele, calm down. Don't join bad thing. Nigeria is where you can grab it, snatch it, and run away. Okay. We Nigeria will move with it. Nigeria no blame anybody. If Nigeria move with that, don't blame anybody. That's what you're saying. And then he says, "Precious, congratulations to Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to my Excellency Peter Obi, Tinubu did what Buhari did not do for 8 years. Tinubu helped us to remove traffic in 1 week. Spaghetti is now 800 naira. Derika beans is 700 naira. Rice is 900 naira. And there won't be foreign investor to come to now. Who told you? Who told you people? Precious, you're surprised about the judgment. Who told you there won't be foreign? There will always be foreign investment, one way or the other. And then this quickly says, "Good evening, Precious. Please, if you have a step-down conversation, let's have it. Forget about the matter." Me too, I want to go to step down. I didn't even want to talk about anything election today. Sunday from Ojo Agric sent in that message. And then this says, "AA, congratulations to Mr. Asiwaju, the man of the people. I told Peter Obi supporters, God bless Asiwaju, leader of great leaders, man of the people." All right. Hello, good evening.
What is great about?
Hello. I think I lost that call.
The Lagos that's supposed to be his vineyard, he lost it. Abuja, where he's supposed to be his the president, he lost it. So which man of the people is he talking about?
All right, our phone lines are still open. Please, Lagos 0700 903 903 903. When we come back, we'll go to a step down conversation. And me and Darlington will quarrel because of that step down conversation. Mr. Darlington, I'm ready for you. We're going to put our leg in your trouser. All right. So this says INEC declared him. Okay, INEC declared at midnight no celebration. Swearing in happened. Followers mourned. First Jankara. Okay. Hunger shot all the amounts from celebration. I don't understand. You say, and today another Supreme Court judgment, still no celebration. Now wow for you. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Welcome.
This is Professor Dr. Ugo.
Dr. Ugo, they said I refuse to pick your call deliberately. I don't even know it's you.
This is Professor Dr. Ugo. What of the professorship?
Professor Dr. Ugo. Oh, yeah. I don't know your numbers. I wouldn't have deliberately picked your calls.
It's quite unfortunate. Immediately after this judgment, the dollar pounds moved to. Pounds was 138 in the 538. 1,538 in the morning. Immediately after the judgment, pounds moved to 151. Sorry, 500. Yeah, 1,551 naira. But this evening it bounced back just a little bit. There is no distraction, but I want to tell you that even we that are here, we are not comfortable with any investment. Last 2 weeks, I changed money for 1,260. And today is 1,551. Then, if you are the one that is making the exchange, will you change any money? Nobody is. Even he's talking about foreign investors. Nigerians that are here, the only money we send home is just little money to help the family members. Nobody is sending any penny because we are running at loss as well. It's quite unfortunate. I asked 2 questions in the morning. I said, because the Supreme Court said that 25% in FCC is normal. I asked, if I'm writing an exam with the Expo and you caught me on the process and I'm about to write, maybe I'm writing the last question and you now notice this, will you say, seeing that I have answered almost the whole question, that the last one is the one you caught me on, therefore there is no penalty for my offense because I've written almost the whole question. I asked again, if a driver is driving and is very close to his destination and all of a sudden the driver is driving rough, does getting close to the destination, does it in any way stop the driver from having any form of accident because of rough driving? The CP2 said no. I said that's exactly what the Supreme Court told us in the morning, that if you're driving rough and you are close to the destination, there is no way accident can happen. And if I'm writing an exam with if I'm on an exam malpractices and you caught me on the verge of it because I've written some of the question, there is no way you can cancel my paper. That is where we are in Nigeria now. It is well.
Thank you. It is well. It is well. All right, I'll run through a few messages now and then we'll go to a step down conversation. Madam Precious, Shimon, Steve from Ikeja, see your message. I'll just be running through. Hello, Precious. This is Ned from Dallas. Please don't turn down the volume. The song should be echoed for Alaji. Turn by turn, wait for your turn. What was that song? I don't know. Turn by turn. Sorry, wait for your turn. Why are you guys like this? Why are you guys like this for crying out loud? Chiku, Michael, Darlington, and Precious. Good evening. Anyway, there's nothing about the evening. Anyways, this Nigeria is always being Nigeria. Thank you for your good work. I appreciate you. And then this says, Monday Ifeanyi Chiku says, I love your analysis on Supreme Court judgment because you are a man who stands for the truth, sir. Why is Barrister Fred Nzako not standing on the truth of the truth as you are? He sees nothing wrong with today's judgment. And then this says, Precious, nothing where you they read. The only thing you are allowed to read is praise to your president. All you're reading is just his praises. You say you reap what you sow. Are you serious? You too will reap what you sow in Jesus' name. Whatever you wish me, I wish you back. Believe me, I am telling you this with all seriousness. I hate Nigeria as if I have my way. I would make you all pay. How I wish I was born today so I wouldn't experience what I'm experiencing now and all this nonsense. Okay, calm down. We're together in what is happening. I don't understand. He's taking it personal with me for doing my job. Okay, so Casey from Heaven says, good evening, Precious and Darlington. I just want to congratulate Mr. President for winning the Supreme Court. Precious, the Supreme Court kept saying the PDP and the Labour Party failed to prove their cases in court after presenting it. I suggest this case should be taken to Amadioha. Somebody or Ayelala. Let's go spiritual. That's the best way. Oh God, you guys will not kill me. And he says, good evening, precious. Today is written in Nigerian Constitution certificate and forgery is legal license for. That's what you're saying. You guys stop. And then this says, except if we are deceiving ourselves, majority of us are not surprised at the judgment. Look at the set of the judges that delivered the judgment today. And sadly, with my personal experience with one of them in the 90s, I know nothing, would have changed. That's what you said. And then this says, precious, printing of certificate has come to stay, so you can go down and stop blaming Supreme Court. Austin from Ayobo City sent in that message. Mama P, why are you so afraid to speak about the crying minds of Nigeria? Must we continue to live in fear? Why the country go into oblivion? Now, wow, wake up and be a tigress of the radio. Chinedu from Badagry, are you serious? Okay, the video clip you played where Tinubu met with Supreme Court justices and to hold them to their jobs, they are laughing because he knows Supreme Court justices will pass verdicts in his favor. Okay, talking about security, precious, have you noticed that Tinubu has never said anything serious about Boko Haram and headsmen? From Nigeria State said that.
He said he don't want to step on toes now.
From the presidency to the judiciary, there is need for sanitation. The lawmakers, EFCC chairman, INEC chairman should be independent and not be appointed by the president. That's when we can have justice in Nigeria. Our hope now is in God. Strongly believe God will deliver us from, Omo from Ali Mosho sent in that message. Omo, thank you. Good evening, precious and darlings in Nigeria. Good morning. Oh, this is just the beginning. I rest my case. Please, precious, what did Asari Dokubo do again? I don't know. What did Asari do that people will not let him rest? And then this says, the definition of democracy in Nigeria has been twisted to favor a few. The judiciary should know it has set a precedence. John from Yaba sent in that message. And then this says, Uchena from Enugu says, that's another Supreme Court judgment that will hurt them like that of Hope Uzodinma. All right. You know what, Lagos? Let's take a breather. When we come back, we'll look at a particular case. So a man complains that after his wife had their third child, she refused to give him, action in the other room. And she says that if he doesn't use protection, he won't have action. He doesn't want to use protection. So he's telling her to go the family planning way. And she does not want to go the family planning way. And he too does not want to go and, what's that for vasectomy so that, they can be okay. And the man now says he's not even bothered anymore because where he is working, he has somebody who's taking care of the thing, and then, but he's just worried in case this other woman now that is taking care of this thing now gets pregnant, what will now happen? Because he's refused to have castration. That's why I said Mr. Darlington and I will quarrel over this matter, but we'll discuss this issue after the break. Why do we leave the duty of family planning alone to the woman? Why can't it be a shared burden? That's actually the conversation. After this break, we'll be right back. Lagos, stay with us.
nke na-akpọta ugbu a n'Enugu steeti dịka gọọmenti Enugu chọrọ iji ijeri $40 billion were wulite akụnụba n'ala Igbo bụkwa nke Oji River Industrial Park so n'otu n'ime ya. Oji River Industrial Park bụ ụkpụrụ pụrụ iche gọọmenti steeti Enugu chọrọ iji kwalite akụnụba n'ala Igbo. Ọ bụ ndị Sellers Group na-arụ ahịa bụkwa nke ga-abụ ọkaibe na mba Afrịka gbaa gburugburu. Ọ bụ n'ugwu ọba bụkwa nke dị nso na Nnamdi Azikiwe University Ọka ka a ga-arụ ya. Ọ ga-abụ ahịa ihe niile ga-anọ n'otu ebe matakwa na a ga-ebuli ọdụ ụgbọelu Akanibiam International Airport Enugu bụkwa nke ga-eme ka ngwa ahịa na-esi na mba ofesi na-abata ma na-apụkwa. Ndị ji ego na-akwado ụlọ ahịa gụnyere African Development Bank, International Finance Corporation, American Exim Bank, Bank of Industry, Infrastructure Development Bank, Central Bank, Taj Bank, Sukuk Fund nakwa Development Bank of Nigeria. Maka ịmata ihe ndị ọzọ n'uju gaa na ojiriveric.com.ng maọbụ ga kpọtụrụ nọsị ike na 08131801541, Jude 0903-194-9623, Adigbo 07047130361, Elder Patrick 08168170210. Ọ bụ ha na ndị Sellers Group na-arụkọ Oji River Industrial Park. Nke a bụ nke anyị.
Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Before we go to a step-down conversation, Mr. Darlington, you said you wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's about this judgments. You know, for those who are jubilating, it is not always good to deny somebody his victory by twisting it, using all sorts of shenanigans. Because I remember what happened in the 70s at Umuahia. A woman's husband was murdered in his farm. The man claimed he had power. He hired some people, they killed the man, butchered him, cooked his meat in the farm, and they were eating it.
Oh, whoa.
Yes, because the man said he want that land. The other man said, no, this is the only land my father left for me. I don't want to give it out to anybody. But they thought this man sees himself as a big man. He can have his way and all that. He insisted. But this man now went to that farm to farm. A poor man. They killed him. The wife waited. He didn't see the husband. He now traced him to the farm and saw where they were eating his husband's meat. This woman was so furious.
Eating his meat?
Yes. She ran and called police. The police came out. They were not bothered though to say how bold these people can be. The police arrested.
This is a true life story.
At Umuahia in the 70s. I'm telling you. The police arrested them. They took the matter. The man felt that with money and influence, he can nothing. This poor man, what can he do? And so they took the matter to court, hired a lawyer, and when the matter got to the court and after all the back and forth, the man said, look, the lawyer employed a syllogism and said, look, in our community, we don't eat human meat. So this meat is not a human meat, it's monkey meat. And to convince the court, he took the meat and ate it before the court. Precious.
Mr. Darlington.
He ate it before the court. Of course, it's not it's a conviction. That's our adversarial system of adjudication. Yes, you convince, even though the judges, everybody will say, this doesn't look like monkey meat. But the man has convinced the court. So the woman went berserk. The poor woman. She went to overhaul Umuahia. Remove everything in her body.
Mr. Darlington,
I'm telling you, she removed everything in her body and cried unto God, stark naked, that those who say the husband's meat is now monkey meat, that their own meat. And she issued a curse and called on God. Precious, this woman called on God. It was her fellow women that gathered after she had raised the curses to cover her, and she cried home. This poor woman cried home. 2 weeks after.
I beg. It is enough. What happened? Did she find out some way?
Anyway, Precious. Let them go to Precious and find out what happened. Seriously. So, the same thing. Look, it's not. Don't say when the Asaba women ran to the goddess of River Niger about the Asaba massacre. Didn't God answer them? No, all the people that took part, if I tell you how they ended up, you will be shocked. To tell you that there are things you do, even Satan will not be happy with you.
All right, Mr. Darlington, let's get. So, if you want to hear the rest of that story, I'll let Mr. Darlington tell the rest of that story, and because I imagine how gory the rest conversation would be. So you can just go to the YouTube page. By tomorrow morning, you see it there. Precious Any TV on YouTube to see there. So we're talking about this marriage that is about 14 years old or 15 years old, of a man and a wife. They've had 3 kids. At the end, at the birth of their last child, the woman insisted that no more action in the other room with a rubber. For you to have action in the other room, you have to use condom, because I can't keep getting pregnant. As it is now, I cannot. And then the husband is obviously not happy about it. I was like, why would he not be giving me action? He works out of town, and he says that he comes in only every 2 weeks. But whenever he comes back, tries to get action from the other room, the woman will not give him, and he'll say that, I'm tired. Is it even food? Not food. You want your palm? And all that. So she seemed very unbothered. So the man now is saying that he too is unbothered now because he has somebody where he is who's giving him steady. Now her question is that, okay, he said he had told her, get family planning. Since you say you no one born, allow me to do action the way I want, but get family planning. She too is saying that you too can get a vasectomy. Since we have planned that we will not have children again, you too can get a vasectomy. Man refused to get a vasectomy, which is the family planning, mechanism for men, right? And the woman also refused to get family planning for women. And then they are both there like that. The man is receiving action outside. The woman is saying, denying the husband action in the room, because we can't even tell you she's also getting action somewhere else. Bottom line now is that the question is, what happens if the side chick or girlfriend outside gets pregnant, since he has refused to have a vasectomy? That is the question. But then the major concern now is, why is the burden of family planning left on the woman? Is it like it's an unwritten law that the woman must be the one to bear the brunt of family planning? You'd recall that most of those family planning medications alter the woman's system one way or the other. Whether we like it or not. In case men don't know this, some of them, they'll tell you that it's 100% safe, is this, but one way or the other, it alters your system. So for some women, it make them put on weight. For some women, in fact, there are even women who still get pregnant with it. There are women who have gotten pregnant and the child comes out with holding the coil in their hands. Do you understand? Like, I dodged the bullet, I will have. Do you understand? So there are cases like that. So that is to say that's why the medical practitioners will tell you that it's not 100% guarantee. They'll tell you it's 99 or 98% efficacy or efficacious. So but bottom line is, why is it? So even when a man and a woman meet, the woman will say, can't you take care of yourself? You're a big girl now. Go and take care of yourself. So I should be the one to take the pills, but you should be the one to have the fun. So why is the burden of family planning left on the woman, Mr. Darlington, for you men?
Because she's the one who will carry the baby now, if anything.
So you that you're the one putting the baby, can you not also, why did the man not take the option of using a protection?
Because it is believed that before you the women can go see a man, you must be ready.
I don't understand. That's not true. But the man is not even asking her if she's ready.
How will I ask you?
Why will you not ask?
No. That conversation.
Okay, so how about if denying it means that she's not ready?
As long as you are ready, that means you are ready.
How about if she says, her denying it, that may mean that she's not ready. But again, why would the man refuse to use protection like condom? Why?
Because the way he is wired, though,
How? Wire? Who do the electrical connection?
Precious.
Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
Go and ask God why he said that we should go and multiply. If you now disrupt the generator from generating, how will you get light? God is saying.
So it's the woman's body that is good to be disrupted too.
In what way? What are we disrupting?
But by the time she does family planning, it's also disruption of her hormones.
No, it's not. There's no need. It's not good to disobey God.
Is it okay to disobey God in the woman's opinion or in the woman's perspective?
No, he said we should go and multiply.
So your work is just to be multiplying.
If it is not important to God, he wouldn't have said that. He needs people to serve him, and we must do his work. Why did he give us a generator? The generator that brings light now. If you didn't use your own well, it's an offense. So God can punish you for that. That's the way I look at it, though. The woman have no reason to. You can only tell him, okay, when I'm in my safe period, don't you have safe period?
All right, for which safe period? When the man works 2 weeks into and comes back later. Hello, good evening. I don't say good day. Action man. Mr. Tony Chiku, the action man, you're welcome. You will save me from Mr. See, promise is not here today. So this is Mr. Darlington, and you save me from Mr. Darlington. He's always taking promises side.
Precious.
Sir?
That's good.
I don't give you a star for 4 days.
Yeah, for this month, November will come. So, see,
okay.
It affects the two sides. So, but the other one that you just mentioned, is sometimes the baby will come out holding the pen. The reason why
that baby is stubborn.
That one is better.
The baby is stubborn.
The baby is stubborn.
So now people like Mr. Darlington, they want
so the reason why is a little bit good on the side of a woman is that suppose if something happened tomorrow, maybe one of them lost they lost a child, or maybe something happened, and they want. So you will find out that it is easy for the woman to kind of they can put their hand and take that out.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that is the, but for a man, in a way, I know. I think the one that I know about men is a kind of injection that can last 2, 3, depending how many years.
You do know
that it will last.
But you do know that something exists though for men.
At times it may not reverse.
And don't forget that sometimes it might not reverse back.
It's reversible now.
You can see
vasectomy is reversible.
I don't know, but I don't know all these
things. But what do you even need to reverse it for? You have had all your kids. Why do you need to reverse it? That's the problem.
I just said something. I said
the same way.
You don't know tomorrow.
This is me and Tony talking now.
I'm helping him. We are not wired the
same
way.
So it's 2 against 1 now.
There's no wire here now. Is a wireless. So if on the two sides, 2 of them can do it. Anybody can do it, but you ask yourself, where is it a little bit safer in case of anything? They might already have their children. There are couples who have 1 or 2 or 3 children, but something happened along the way. Are there not people who send their children to school and the kids don't come back anymore?
All right, I appreciate
suppose if they decide to, okay, this thing happened, what do we do? Can we try to do something? So on the side of a woman, it's a little bit easy, even to just, put hand and take the thing out.
It's not put hand. So the injections you don't put hand. If you put injection for 3 years, it's 3 years.
We have many options.
There is one that you don't need to get an injection.
But you know that they give this thing according to the compatibility, according to how your body is compatible to this medication. So it's not like you even have the right to choose.
But I know there is one that you don't take an injection. It's just a kind of a
appreciate you. Let me talk to others. Let me see if I have somebody who understands my point of view. Thank you. Well done for supporting your fellow journey. I appreciate you, Mr. Tony. I will not answer sir next time. Thank you, sir. All right, so this is Precious. I don't like what you did. Why did you cut Mr. Darlington from that story? Didn't let him finish. I said go to Precious Enyi TV on YouTube and hear the remaining part of the story. Precious Enyi TV. By tomorrow morning, it will be uploaded. So you should go there tomorrow morning and hear the rest of the story. Dr. Kings from Glasgow. I'm sorry, unfortunately, we've left that conversation. And then he says you are asking if it's unwritten law for women to get family planning. It's not a topic for baseless argument. If you like, take it, or you don't like, don't take it. Who go get belle? Why are you guys wicked? He said, if both parties decide to have unprotected sex, who go get belle? They'll live with the consequences. Just so you know, a lot of women love sex without protection, even when they pretend not to like it.
Exactly.
Wait till that time comes. They would be the one to tell you to remove the inhale.
Exactly.
Okay. And he says, use your generator well, Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington. Mr. Darlington. 4 lines are still open. Let's just take okay. All right, Mr. Darlington, let me have your final thoughts.
Well, Precious.
Sir?
As bad as things are, please let us cheer up, because anybody where die now he lose because Saul later became Paul in the Bible, and the Israelites after 430 years they are now the number 4 most powerful nation in the whole world. So at a point God may look at us and say, okay, enough is enough. Some countries that were done yesterday, they are now the leaders of today.
Okay.
So Nigerians, don't bother yourself. Don't put it in prayer.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can do this last call. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, Precious. Good evening. I'm Barrister Darlington. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. We are on a step down conversation. You know, right?
Oh no, I just want to make my last submission, please.
Okay, go ahead. Please run.
Is it about our previous conversation? Oh yeah, now Mr. Darlington has given you go ahead. Just maybe 30 seconds, please.
You know that every Nigerian all over the world are sad today.
Are you serious?
To be honest with you, honestly, I regret being a Nigerian. Not because I'm a doctor in UK. Sure. The example these guys are showing us in Nigeria is not what we're supposed to emulate. Talk less of our children. Our hope is for FBI to do the justice. Maybe they will be the people that will give Nigerians the happiness we deserve. Today, Nigeria is doomed. I'm sorry to say it's doomed, but Nigeria is doomed because you cannot give it. Let's spade a spade. The president is, I don't want to mention what you will not stop. We all know what the president is all about. It's not a role model to that country. It's not a role model to Nigeria.
So Dr. Kingsley, please. You would love to know.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Good night. Thank you. All right, Lagos, that's the size of our package this evening. Yes, that said, okay, I think this says the story to your Facebook page so that I can watch it, please, Precious. I beg you. It is so interesting. My name is Kelechi. Go to YouTube, Precious Enyi TV. It's the same thing. My name is Precious Enyi. So go to Precious Enyi TV, Precious ENYI together and TV. Just go there and you watch all of it. By tomorrow morning, we'll upload it there so you watch it. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who's been part of the show. We appreciate you. Thank you to Mr. Darlington for always being, around and to answer me whenever I call. Whatever I call, you answer. I appreciate you. Lagos, have yourself an amazing evening. Follow us on all our social media platforms at VOP 903 FM. My name is Precious Enyi. This show is produced by Promise. She's at Zinefab on Instagram and Promise Enyi on Facebook. Zinefab is ZINEFAB. On Instagram, I'm at Precious Enyi Official. Twitter, Precious_Enyi. Facebook, Precious Enyi. And YouTube, Precious Enyi TV. I'll see you tomorrow, the last for the week. And I can't wait to miss you after tomorrow. Apologies, but I need some rest. I love you. Please, whatever it is, try to look for something to be happy about. All will be well. I am optimistic. Good night.